Counter when you're ready? Oh, okay. Alright. Alright, so timing starts in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, welcome everybody. This is Super Mario Sunshine, a very popular speed game, indeed. Definitely one of the more popular Mario speed games. And yeah, so we got a long intro cutscene ahead of me right now, which lasts around a minute. It's my favorite game of all time. Well, yeah, it's definitely a great game in general.
What happened?
Yeah, it's a very interesting speed game. There's a lot of RNG elements went to it. A lot of amazing skips that just changed the whole 90% category. It's actually pretty amazing.
No, boys, don't touch that stuff.
So I know a lot about this, yeah. Yeah, this game has a lot of interesting skips. Yeah, you'll see later on. It's really fun. But yeah, so one of the things about this game is that it has a very long intro cutscene, but it does have gameplay in between the cutscenes, which is why people don't skip the intro cutscenes, whereas other games, they usually skip it.
Master Mario, if you would,
So,
cross over to
I'm
that
about to
shore
do
and
Delfino
find some
Airstrip.
assistance.
Nothing too fancy here. Hey, we got another cutscene where Flood just tells us the basics of the game. How we use them.
Thank you for purchasing this item from GAD Science Incorporated. Preparing to register customer information. Scanning and classifying subject data. Subject identified as Mario, resident of the Mushroom Kingdom. Data storage complete.
So if you notice, I'm playing on the Japanese version because it's the fastest version because the text is faster and the loading times are also faster.
Proceeding with user instructions.
And there's certain differences other than that, like the way Mario gets out of Yoshi. Mario gets out of Yoshi in a vertical way, while in USA and PAL gets her out in a horizontal way. But the main differences in terms of running the game is the load times and the text. That's why you normally choose that over USA, which is the slowest version. Some people play PAL as well because the Italian language in the game is very fast. But it doesn't make up for the faster load times on Japan. I'm also playing on a Wii, and it's faster to run it on the Wii than the GameCube. Only spot loses time is Serena 6, yes. Yeah, I'll get to that when I get to Serena 6.
Instructions complete. Proceed.
I don't want to jump ahead of myself. So nothing too fancy, we just gotta beat this first mini-boss. And he's the only plant where you could actually keep spraying, even when his mouth is closed, funny enough. So if we do a simple backflip, we'll just be right under the Shine Sprite, which is awesome. And similar to Mario 64, you want a ground pound underneath. Alright. So now I got a very long cutscene ahead. And yeah, it's pretty long. And unskippable.
Is it some sort of pump?
I am Flood.
It was a decent airstrip. So I don't know how long ago, possibly like a few weeks or last month, the Sunshine community held a little debate, and they were wondering if they could skip these cutscenes, and the method they would use is called race file. And race file is basically a file that only has the first Shine Sprite, which is the airstrip Shine, and they start in Delfino Plaza and skip pretty much all the intro cutscenes except, you know, the statue one, and everything else after that. And it was either in favor of that or just keep it the same because people, you know, were kind of dissatisfied the fact that you had to watch these cutscenes all the time, which took almost 7 minutes till the real run starts. But, you know, there's a lot of positives and negatives on both sides. But eventually they came up with to keep the cutscenes where they just play the game normally.
It's quite obvious.
Which I agree with. I was fine with either decision, even though I've been running the game for like a month and a half. I was fine with either decision. But yeah, it all came down to watching the cutscenes again.
It is none other than Mario.
Objection! Overruled. I judge the defendant.
But I could see why it could be annoying.
I hereby order the defendant to clean this entire island. Until Isle Delfino is completely free of his vile handiwork, Mario shall not be allowed to leave. Court adjourned.
Also, a weird thing about this game is that they actually have recorded the lines in English, funny enough, but they just put Japanese subtitles. So when they created the game, they just started with the English dialogue, which is pretty cool. But even though all the cutscenes can't be skipped, glad you submitted this, man. Ah, thanks. Because all the cutscenes are skippable, some are, and I'll get to that later when I get to them. One of them is Peanut cutscene skip, and basically involves exiting the course as you're loading the boss, Peanut 1, which is Mecha Bowser, and for some reason it just skips the cutscene, because normally when you do that, it just takes you back to the title screen, but for some reason in levels like Peanut, you could just skip it by exiting course at the right time. Those are the only cutscenes that are skippable, but these, yeah, you can't control. And another thing about this game is that in order to beat the game, any percent, you have to beat episode 7 of every level, and those are all the Shadow Mario levels. Unlike Mario 64, where you actually needed a certain number of stars to get to the final boss. In this one, you just have to beat episode 7, so you'll be seeing me skipping some episodes. And it's actually one of the first Shine Sprites I skipped, so I'll get to that. So first I'm going to fight that same boss again, except he's just a little harder compared to the other one. You can't spray his mouth when he's closed, otherwise it just resets it. That was alright. So now got another quick cutscene, and then we'll be going to Bianco Hills.
Princess, look! On the statue's head!
Mario?
Funny enough, when we get to Bianco Hills, we'll actually see the first RNG element in the game. I'll just give him a little spray. Sometimes you can spray that fully before he actually creates the painting, but it only saves like 0.3 seconds or so. It's not that big a deal. So in Bianco Hills, we're actually going to skip episode 1 and go straight to episode 2, which is PD Piranha. And I'll show you how you just do this stuff. So this guy's positioning could vary each time, which is annoying. But you jump right on him. And like that. So for some reason when you do episode 1, you could go straight to episode 2 because PB Piranha's right on top of the windmill. So you could pretty much skip entirely episode 1, which is cool. So yeah, like I said, the first RNG element of the game is that positioning of the spider, which could be annoying, but wouldn't make or break a run, really. So we're gonna defeat Petey. To defeat Petey, we have to make him swallow all our water, choke him to death, and ground pound his belly. But we're gonna do it fast. That is a lot of water. Oh no. Alright. That was pretty cool. So yeah, during that fight, I manipulated Petey a bit, because when I move to the side, he immediately turns around towards me and starts to vomit the goop. So you always do that to manipulate him to do that, otherwise it just wastes time, and you have to wait for him to do that. Now we'll go into Bianco 3, and it's the first secret in the game. Secret courses are pretty infamous in the game. Most people don't like it, because you can't use Flood, and yeah, that's the challenge that comes with it. But this is one of the easiest secrets, if not the easiest. But in the speedrunning level, you can still mess up. I can't side flip. That was a little sloppy. So he takes your flood and you have to go through this whole course without him. Which is very early in the game. That was solid. Alright, so that was like pretty much a perfect Bianco 3. Sometimes you can miss that block and you have to do another jump dive, but it's not that big a deal. So now, instead of going to Bianco 4, I'm actually going to go straight to the Rico plant, because it wastes time that you have to see that cutscene all the time. So I'm going to deal with him first. And you're going to see me do the same thing with Gelato Beach. I'm also going to try to get a certain skip that you'll see me do, but hopefully. It's not the easiest. Alright, I got it. Nice. So what I did there is that whenever you kill that plant, it always does that little cutscene that shows the area that infected come back to life. And what I just did there, I skipped it entirely by going into the end painting immediately. So it saves like 7 seconds or so. That was a nice cutscene skip. I'm just doing red coins here, nothing special. So yeah, nothing crazy with that. So now I'm about to go to episode 5, and this is where I'm going to end Bianco from here. I go back to it later. And this could definitely... In this episode, you have to fight PD Piranha again, just like I did in episode 2. And it can be a run killer because it's very RNG based. So I'll explain when I actually trigger a PD on what happens. So how this fight works is that PD is going to go in certain directions. Now, he goes to specific spots all the time, but the spot he picks is RNG. So I know all the spots he's going to go to, but which one he picks, that's the luck factor in this game, and it's very annoying. So hopefully I get good RNG. And that's not bad so far. Whoops. Ah, you're stuck. So the worst cycle he could do, I think, loses about a minute. That's like the maximum amount of time you could lose when it comes to this fight. And that's a big deal, especially top level. So far the RNG is not that bad. I did it again. Ah. That was my fault. Ugh, I'm messing up. I'll just wait for him. Look towards me and open your mouth. Oh my god. Compared to the other PD fight was great, but this one's just terrible. And he only needed like one squirt, that's funny. So yeah, I'm getting good RNG, but the execution is very bad. This is like the worst episode I had, so everything else was fine. Alright, he's going... That seems to be good. Yeah. I'm not trying to be rude. Alright, so that was a bad peony episode 5. My fault, not the RNG. The RNG was actually good. So it was like the only bad thing that's happened so far. Alright, so like I said, now we're gonna skip Bianco. I know it was only good. Yeah, I know. So I go back to Bianco 6 and 7 later. I'm gonna go straight to Gelato, because as I said before, you want to kill those little plant mini-bosses, because the cutscene wastes time. So I'm gonna go straight to Gelato and do one of the most infamous tricks in the game, called Gelato Beach Skip. So as I said before, to beat this game you have to beat episode 7 of every course. And the skip I'm about to do now will allow me to get the episode 8 shine, and then I can go straight to episode 7 after, because when you get a shine after another episode, you could go back to the previous ones, to whatever it was. And this is the most important skip in the game, pretty much. Gelato Beach skip, here we come. There's actually a hoverless method too, but it only works on the Japanese version. So I set myself up like this because I want to look straight toward the camera. I do not want it to be tilted, otherwise it will not work well at all. Alright, there we go. So yeah, first try Gelato Beach skip, that's very good. Doesn't waste too much time if you mess it up a bit, because you skip a lot of episodes, so it doesn't matter that much. Skipping it like missing it like 3 or 4 times is alright, I guess. First try, yeah. Alright, so like I said, because I beat episode 8, I could go straight to 7, and Gelato Beach is pretty much done. That's why it's such an important skip. It basically skips the entire course. Actually, it does skip the entire course. He's no match for us. So, oddly enough, I'm actually going to go to Pianta Village, because you actually don't need, because normally you need the rocket nozzle to get up to the pipe. But what I'm about to do, I'm going to skip that entirely. So now the reason I go to Pianta Village so early in the game, because it saves me Delfino Plaza movement. Because similar to Mario 64, you want to go on certain courses, because it saves movement in the castle, but in this case it saves movement in Delfino. So this is another RNG element in the game, and where the chocolate's going to be is also dependent on RNG. But it seems like I'm having a good one. Ah, get over there. That was alright, RNG. They were in a good spot. It could be definitely worse than that. Ah. By the way, I paused there because Flood gives you like something in English. He's like, "Oh, remember to take care of your pets." But if you press pause during that dialogue, the shine sprite immediately spawns. So that's why I paused. And now we are going to race the casual speedrunner, aka Piantissimo. And unlike Mario 64, his speed is not determined if you made it to that flag quickly enough. I just messed up. Oh well. But yeah, because like in the Big Penguin race, for example, the penguin actually go faster if you finish the race early. But in Piantissimo's case, that's not the case. He's gonna go the same fixed speed all the time. So yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. So now we go to the infamous Goopy Inferno, and there's many ways to do Goopy Inferno. The intended way is to go underneath the course and go through this maze, but we're gonna skip all that. And in return, we'll be taking a lot of damage. Oh no. Oh no, my thing stopped. Alright, my thing's alright. I thought my thing disconnected at first. So yeah, that's called damage boost basically. And what I did was, when Mario takes damage, it seems to be back up. No, I got worried because the kilobytes per second was red and it was on 0, so that's why I said that. I don't know if it went offline at all. I'm hoping it didn't. It did for like 10 seconds. Oh, okay. That's not bad. But yeah, what I did there is that when Mario takes damage, it has invincibility frames, as you could tell by the pink flashing. And I used that to go on the lava goop and just make it all the way to that part. So that was good. As long as it's back up, that's fine. So, mission's simple. You basically just have to lure this chain chomp, similar to the chomplets, but this time you have to leave it to the back. Yeah, it buffered a lot? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, nothing too fancy here. You can pretty much move him even if he is fully red. So now, the next part, it's a episode everybody kind of hates. It's the Chuckster one. And what you're supposed to do here is that you're supposed to use Yoshi and go at the bottom of the course, and there'll be a little hole there you have to spray with Yoshi's juice. But in this game, you only unlock Yoshi when you beat episode 4 of Peanut Park. But since we're doing Pianta, we could do a little skip that we don't need Yoshi at all. Which I'll show just that. Alright, perfect. So yeah, this level is just all about the Chucksters chucking you. But you don't get to hear them say it because they talk in Japanese. Which is unfortunate. Oh, that was close. I almost died. So now this guy over here, he's gonna stop at certain places, which could waste time. So in order to stop that, you want to hit him, you want to bounce on him first, and then he won't stop there. Because it's better to waste time by jumping on him than him randomly stepping in. So the reason why he was able to chuck me, even though I was looking right in front of him like that, is because I was spamming Y. When you spam Y, he'll just throw you the way he just did to me. Now I'm gonna go with Pianta 6, where it's a very calm stage, unlike the stuff we were doing before, like Gelato Beach and Chucksters. This one I just have to simply clean 10 Piantas. And we're gonna try to do that fast as best as we can. Ooh, a big surprise. That sounds nice. People are excited for that. Yeah, nothing too fancy there. You just simply clean all of them. As simple as that. So now, we just have to defeat Shadow Mario and Pianta, and then we're done with Pianta. And then we get to Peanut, which is a pretty hardcore speed running wise. Now I'll show you why. Is he gonna hit me? Nope. Alright, so now we'll be going to Peanut. So I'm about to, there's a long cutscene where Mario and Shadow Mario face. And I'm gonna be skipping that as the method I said before, which I'll repeat when I get to it. Whee! You could actually skip this cutscene, but I don't know how to do it, and it's called Honey Skip. So if you want to know about that, you could look it up. But it basically skips this cutscene through dying. But alas, I do not know how to do it. So, in this episode, we have to defeat Mecha Bowser, and there's a long cutscene before it. So, I'll show you how we skip that. Anyway, I want to try to get a one cycle, where basically I shoot all the rockets available in one cycle. So yeah, I pause and exit there, and I skip the cutscene entirely. And I'm gonna be doing that again at the end of the fight. And it's the same thing with the end of the fight, you just pause and exit course at the right time. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I did. So I want to pause like here. So that was good. That was a 1 cycle. So the visual cue I used there is that when you hit Mecha Bowser with a rocket, you see these little explosions, and when you first see those explosions, that's when you pause and exit course. So you get a nice visual cue once you don't have to time it yourself. So now I'm going to be going to Peanut 2, where you normally have to throw bombs at the Monty Mole, but he has... When you first scare him away, when you get too close to him, for some reason you don't take damage and you go straight towards him, so I'm going to use that to my advantage and skip the bomb part. Sometimes you can mess it up, but hopefully I don't. There we go. See? You just jump straight there. In fact, that's how I used to do it as a kid. I thought that was the intended way. Oh god. No, I'm gonna miss the first cycle because I just did that. No. Oh god. That was bad. Oh crap, what am I doing? Stop what you're doing. I forgot how to do this secret, apparently. I really forgot how to do this secret. What? I promise I know how to do this. That was awful. I think that was the worst thing I've done in the secrets, and now I can't even do this, I have to wait. Oh man. That stinks. But we'll roll with it, literally. Ah. So I've never done that before, so that was a shame. But at least you got to see me skip that. So now Peanut 3 is just red coins, so nothing too fancy. All you have to know is that I'm gonna be getting these reds fast. The later episodes will get interesting. But this I'm just gonna get reds and that's it. Peanut 4 will be interesting. It is thunderstorming in the background too, so apologize if you hear that. Oh god. Aren't they? Yeah. No, it's like really bad out, actually. Yeah, I don't want to really lose power in the run, so that would be very unfortunate. I'm not gonna like that. Oh god. So now Peanut 4, I just gotta kill a bunch of turtles, which will bring flowers back to life, because they're currently dying. And we're gonna try to do it in 1 or 2 cycles. Yeah, I'm from the East Coast. If you could already tell from my New York accent. Yeah, that's where it's at. Ah, cool. Alright, so I'm gonna get a 2 cycle here, which is alright. Yeah, I'm from the city. Oh my god, what am I doing here? Why am I all the way at the water? Come to me. Please. There you go. So yeah, I got a 2 cycle there, and like I said, it's not that bad. In my PB, it was like 3 or 4 cycles, it was really bad. So I pretty much just, yeah. OMG push you all the way to that cutscene? Yeah, I know, it was stupid. I was like in the ocean for some reason. So now I'm going to do pretty much the second most important skip in the game. Which is called EYG skip, which is the Yoshi Go Round. Now there's 2 ways to do it. The easiest version, which I'm going to do because I haven't practiced the hard version, is called 5YG, and you use episode 5 to do it. The other one's called 3YG, and it's harder. So basically, I'll explain it as I go. First, let me get my fruit of choice. So like I said, because I beat Peanut 4, I unlocked Yoshi, and he wants a coconut. Oh, I skipped it. Yeah. I want a lemon. Oh, these guys are in. These guys are in. No, he ate it. Oh god. Let me get another one. There it is. So fortunately, I have 2 there. If there was not 2, I had the exit course, and that would have been very bad. Those damn enemies. So yeah, when you use purple Yoshi, he creates blocks that move horizontally, but because I need the orange, because I need to be orange for the Yoshi go round, because that's how it activates, I have to move the lemon all the way there. And that is 5YG. So now I just gotta go to the Yoshi go round. In American and PAL version, there's this thing called fruit storage that doesn't exist in the Japanese version. And what that means is that if you hop at a Yoshi right before you eat a fruit, and then you hop on him again and you immediately press B, he'll immediately eat the fruit, but that glitch doesn't exist in Japanese. So technically the Japanese version of this trick is harder, but not that much harder. Because in Japanese you have to throw the fruit, whereas in the other one you have to eat it, but before he eats it you have to hop off. And yeah. So yeah, I got it with no problem, which is good. That's always nice. And the hardest version of that skip is called 3YG, and basically it's the same enemies except they're smaller and faster, but it's much harder because they're faster. So if I ever do this again, I'll probably do 3YG another time, but I have no practice at it, so we'll not be doing that. But yeah, those enemies could be annoying, even if they're slow, because like I said, if I didn't have those second fruits, that would have been terrible. So we skipped episode 5, and we beat 6, so basically we can go straight to 7 now. You don't have a Super Mario Sunshine disc? Oh. Well, in terms of emulators, the community accepts runs with times above 1 minute and 35 seconds. If it's below, it's not going to accept emulator runs. So emulate is a good place to start if you're that willing to do it, if you really want to run the game. That was meh, but we'll take it. And like I said, version differences don't matter if you're just starting to speedrun the game. It only matters when you're trying to in the top level. Like when your times are like 1 minute and 20 seconds or 30 seconds, really. It won't matter that much. Now I'm going into Rico. It's a relatively calm course. There's some like stuff you have to watch out for, like Rico 4. But in Rico 1, I just have to defeat Looper Blooper. So it's not that big a deal. Nothing insane will be going on. That was a weird movement. Oh god. So yeah, you don't have to pull all his tentacles out. All you have to do is clean his face and then pull his nose. I think a lot of people know that, actually. So yeah, this is very hard. And there we have it. And believe it or not, we actually have to beat this guy again. That's pretty much no different. So the next one is the blooper race. So in this one, you have to pick a blooper of your choice and then win the race. But actually won't be using a blooper at all. And I will explain why when I get there. First I'm going to do a little optimization. Oh, whoops. That's not optimized at all. Oh god. I just messed that up. Alright, we're fine. That was messy. Sometimes I've done that on occasion. Ah. So, the way that worked is that the way the game checks if you progress through the course is that they have two little checkpoints. Yeah, the game has two little checkpoints, and if you pass them, then it counts as you completing the course. And I just forgot to split. So because I passed those two checkpoints despite not running on a blooper, the game still thought I completed the course. So now this next shine is very difficult. Maybe. Not really, but we'll find out. I might make it difficult. And, yep, I made it difficult. I knew it. Oh wow. Told you it was hard. See, I wasn't kidding, it's very hard to do. But yeah, all you have, because the intended way is that you have to go through that little obstacle course and then just go on top of the shine gauge. But because they have that little door underneath, you could just use that. So now I'm going into Rico 4, which is, I guess, a hard secret, but it's definitely easy to mess up on the speedrun, so hopefully all goes well. They actually use this in Mario Galaxy as well, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna wait for that. Alright. Alright, that went well. So what I did with those little circular platforms is I did something called a buffered spin jump, and basically when you spin the control stick and jump, Mario does a spin jump. But if you do it right before he lands, you actually can buffer it. And then you could do a jump dive, and then that's the highest jump Mario could do, is a buffered spin jump dive. So Mario was able to have enough height and distance to make it to that obstacle. So episode 5, we just beat Glooper Blooper again, except we have to travel farther when we're grabbing his nose. That's the only difference, pretty much. Yeah, it's always been pretty stressful. I actually died to it in my PB, so the fact that I didn't die to it, I pretty much golded. So yeah, it's literally the same fight. Isn't he just so innovative? Ten out of 10. And as next shine is the red coins in Rico. It can be a bit challenging only because it could be a little difficult to control the blooper. Not to mention the camera could be a bit wonky. So hopefully all goes well. And yes, of course, this time I actually have to use them this time. It's the only time I use them too. Oh god. For starters, that. Oh god, I missed that. This is what I was talking about. The controls could be a bit finicky, to say the least. So sometimes, to ride the blooper fast, all you have to do is hold forward, and if you don't want him to go as fast, then you just don't hold the stick up. The green blooper is the best at this because he's the slowest, but he turns the best. The yellow one has medium stats, and the pink one swims the fastest, but it turns very badly. So after I do Rico 7, I'm gonna go back to Bianco and do 6 and 7, because there's no more little in-between cutscenes. Ah, that didn't work. That was a little unfortunate. You could kill him right on that little platform I did, the little slope in the beginning. And it, you know, you have to time it pretty well because the thing about Shadow Mario, if you're doing a lot of damage to him, like, then he'll just go down much quicker. He doesn't really have an HP bar per se. Just doing consistent damage to him is good enough in a short amount of time. So Bianco 6 is also has a bit tricky secret course, and what I'm about to do, the trick I'm gonna do, will make it even more tricky, so hopefully all goes well again. But yeah, welcome back to the beginning of the course. You do not want to get that nozzle. It will not help this at all. And the best part is that if you mess this up a lot, there's a 1-up here all the time. I think I messed up. Yeah, I did. So, you have to do a really good jump there, and you have to do a wall kick jump dive. It can be pretty challenging. That's why I missed it. I did it again. No! I'll probably go for it one more time, and if I fail, I'll just do it the regular way. Not like this. Oh my god. This is very bad. Stop what you're doing, Mario. I'll do it one more time, and if it fails, then oh well. I want you guys to see it. Oh god. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it again. Jesus. So, sorry you couldn't see that. Oh, mama. That was so close. Yeah, that was unfortunate, but like I said, that wasn't an intentional save, that was just me being lucky, literally. Like, that jump could be hard, like I said. It's like, this is the secret that I just messed up the most. All the other secrets were a-okay, but this one... Oh well. It happens. So after Bianco 7, we're gonna go straight to Serena. This one's a pretty easy Shadow Mario. As simple as that. So now the first thing we have to do is actually kill Shadow Mario here because he's holding the Yoshi egg. And then go in Serena, you have to eat that giant pineapple that Yoshi could eat. And he always wants a banana, so we have a banana right here. So this is the infamous Manta Ray, where you have to keep spraying it and it keeps dividing, and then eventually it just disappears. But the way to do this one fast is that you actually have to spam spray a lot. It can be annoying because your hands could get tired from doing it. And let me tell you, that will definitely happen. So how the way it works is that if you hold the R button all the way down, press A, Flood shoots a massive amount of water. And if you do it in the air, and if you do it on the ground, Mario backflips, but if you do it in the air, he just jumps. So I'm gonna be using that a lot when killing this Manta. Starting now. I keep getting electrocuted. God. They keep going on the tree. Oh my god. That's very annoying. They're all running away from me, which is very bad. I need them, because when you get rid of all the big ones, they start chasing you and turn pink. So this is a pretty bad fight right now. think this is the last one. I hope. Yes, it is. And my hand is getting very tired. So if I don't spray and pray as well, you know why. Yeah, that was my exercise for like the year, for my hand at least. That was tiresome, to say the least. That's how it works. That wasn't optimized at all, but that you get how it works. And it strains your hands very badly. And believe it or not, I have to do that again. I pretty much have to do that again in Serena episode 6. So Serena 2 is just the next secret course. Oh, what am I doing? That was a weird movement. The later ones is actually where it gets more interesting. I can't see. Couldn't even see that. I didn't do the triple jump. Because if you spin jump and you jump again, you immediately do a triple jump. This could definitely ruin your day, this little platform. You can easily slip on it. So this next one is actually a very interesting skip, and it's probably like one of the easier skips in the game. It's very easy to learn. And basically, in this episode, you have to go through a whole maze in the hotel, and you need Yoshi for that. Because in the ceilings, in the little air vents in here, there's little booths that block your way, but it leads to the pool room that's Piant is blocking, and that's where the shine sprite is. But there's a little opening in the pool, and you could actually clip through that by holding a fruit, and I'll show you how. And specifically, we take a banana. There we go. So the way that works is that when Mario throws a fruit in the air, for some reason he gets pushed back a bit, and we use that little momentum he has by being pushed back to clip inside the pool from that little opening on the top. So now this is another important skip in the game. It's called Casino Skip. And what you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to do these little 2 slot machines, and then do these little puzzles that you have to use the water nozzle for to get a shine sprite, and go inside the secret. But I'm gonna do a little clip that you can just skip all of them. And it saves a lot of time. That doesn't save time though. So yeah, it skips this entire part, so it'll be fun. And there we have it. Yeah, so for some reason on top of that part is a ledge there that Mario could grab for some reason. I have no idea why it's there, but it helps us in the speedrun, so I'm not gonna complain. And the reason why I sidestep there to get there is because you can't get there just by walking through, you actually have to sidestep in order to cross that part. And then I switched to hover nozzle after that. So now we go to a very RNG heavy episode, similar to PD Piranha episode 5. King Boo is very RNG based as well, and he could definitely ruin a run. Probably not as bad as PD, I think PD ruins it, but King Boo is definitely a force to be reckoned with. And it all depends on if he throws in 3 fruit in the slot machine. It all depends on that. So we'll see what happens. I think there's videos on YouTube that shows people having like really bad RNG on this. I remember I have as well when doing attempts. So hopefully he's very nice to us. And that answer is yes, he's very nice to us. Nice. We've actually been having some good RNG during the whole run. That is bad. Surprisingly. So when that happens, he usually like throws out random enemies and stuff, but what you do is just go underneath him and it resets the whole thing, which saves a lot of time than just killing everything. Because normally you have to kill everything and then he'll go back down. But you want to do it after the enemy spawn. Oh! Wow. I have never seen that before. Where... Wow. The chili literally just rolled into his tongue. Never seen that before in my life, but I'll take it. That's like the best thing you could get, literally. Somebody should clip that. Can't believe that just happened. Can it happen again? No, it can't. So that was like, that was literally a perfect King Boo. Like, I'm not even joking, that was perfect. Definitely get a gold on this split, I'll tell you that. Yep. 11 seconds that save. Jeez. So now, Serena 6, you have to clean the entire beach from the electric goo. And it's harder in Japanese version, because in the Japanese version, you actually have to clean 99% of the goo. Whereas European and PAL, just said European PAL, PAL and USA, lol, you have to clean 95%. And some of it is invisible, so if you miss some and it's invisible, you're not gonna have a good time. Okay, hopefully all goes well. This is fun. I like this. And there we go. So thank goodness no invisible group screwed us. That's always nice. And now we're reaching the end to Serena, and we'll be going to Noki, which is the last quest we'll be doing before Corona. Funny about this course is actually that the boos in this game will act like a decoy of Shadow Mario. But it's fairly noticeable to tell the difference. So. Ba, 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 ba. There we go. Nice and easy. If you stop him at the staircase, sometimes you could actually go out of bounds for no reason. The game just like glitches you all the way down. So yeah, no one likes that. Alright, so we're going into Noki. It's a fairly easy course. Like I said, I think Peen is probably the hardest in my opinion. But the first one would be doing the Monty Mole again, except this time we actually have to throw the bombs at him. Because we don't go inside the cannon. Instead, we have to get rid of the cannon to get rid of the cork that's blocking the waterfall. So nothing fancy going on here. We'll get fancy again when we go to Noki 2. So I waited a little bit before I threw the bomb because I wanted to wait until he threw the third one. This way I have all three of them there and I can just keep throwing at him. it would waste time if I just threw it at him and he wasn't done throwing the third one. So this next trick is interesting. In this one, you actually have to go all the way at the top of Noki and verse, guess who? Blooper Blooper again. But there's a trampoline in this game that could use to clip out of bounds and go to the Shine Sprite. And it's a fairly easy one too. People could definitely easily learn this trick, similar to the Serena 3 one. Not too close. Go in. There we go. So yeah, that saves a good amount of time because we don't have to fight them anyway. And then in this one, we actually don't even go in Noki Bay per se. We have to go on the bottom and just get some red coins. Which could be the bane of people's existence when it comes to hoverless runs. Because the hover nozzle is pretty needed in this one. But there's this little invisible jet inside the bottle that helps people with the bottom red coins. But we're not doing hoverless, so we don't have to worry about that. I may do hoverless one day if I could do this better. Oh, I missed. Though I miss. There we go. Yeah, using the Y button helps you turn a lot because turning in this inside the water is really bad. So we'll actually be using it again right now, actually. We have to clean a little eel's mouth, which has caused the pollution in the water in the first place. And the way the eel works is pretty strange. He's gonna try to suck you and eat you, and you kind of want to manipulate that and get out of his mouth before he eats you. And when you manipulate that this way, we could kill him in one cycle. Well, not kill him, but clean his teeth. I didn't even jump. Oh yeah, they intended you to go all the way up and jump from the cliff, which is weird. Ideally, you want to clean 4 or 5 teeth in the first part, and then when he tries to suck you, you want to get out immediately, and then clean the other teeth, and rinse and repeat. But I want to hit this bubble first so I can get some water. want to get some health because that's not good. Oh, he went down. Yeah. That's alright. I just gotta clean 2 more teeth. And another thing is that a little cutscene plays when you clean the last tooth. But if I take damage and I'm in the state where I'm invincible, hence the little pink flashing that Mario gets when he gets hit, I'll skip that cutscene and I can go straight to the shine sprite, which is pretty cool. Well, it went off. I was like on the last frame of Invincible, but basically Mario will continue moving even though this cutscene's happening, and I could go straight to the shine sprite, but it literally just ran out. I don't want to take any risks because I had like 3 health left, so yeah. It's alright. If this happens, you want to hug the wall, and then Mario will go down faster, just in case you missed it. It's a nice backup. So Noki Episode 5 is nothing special, I just have to verse Gran Turismo again, but he's easier compared to Pianta because Pianta's technically the last episode you fight him. So this is the second time you're supposed to face him, the first one being Gelato Beach. But we skipped a lot of episodes in Gelato, for good reason. Unfortunately for us, they actually gave us a little rope that we could get to. What's interesting about this race is he actually bonks on one of the shells, which is pretty humorous. I'll try and show that. See? It's too weird. Whee! Always remember to get this, because some people forget to get this, and they like dance around waiting for him, and they realize that the timer's still going on. So yeah, never forget to touch this immediately when you get here. I don't know why he bonks, he just does. I don't know why he thinks bonking is fast, for sure. Now we go to Noki 6, which is the last secret course we'll be going to, and it's arguably the hardest one, casual-wise, I assume. But it could also be a bit tricky, speedrunning-wise as well. So we'll see what happens. Also, I forgot to mention that some of the names in this game are changed in Japanese, like Mayor Bay is Noki Bay for some reason. Oh well. But not every name. I want you to go up there. Oh, that took longer than it should have. That was a weird angle. Yeah. I'm not gonna make blue or green cycle, unfortunately. That was very close. I thought that was gonna miss, to be honest. I'm just gonna do this way. No risk taken. I think I pulled off mini risk already. If I didn't make that mistake in Bianco 6, I probably would have done it the other one. Let me see if I can do this. Nope. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, that was a bit abysmal. So now we first Shadow Mario the final time, and then, because this is the last episode 7 we have to complete, we could go straight to Corona after this episode. That was not clutch at all. The clutch moments were in the beginning, like I had a great beginning, but the late game is like, it's poop. There we go. Now that was clutch. If you wanted a clutch moment, that's the clutch moment, not Noki 6, this one was. Alright, so we beat Shadow Mario the last time, so now we go to Corona. So he floods Delfino Plaza, like the whole place. And the gate is finally open for Corona. You actually can't go into Corona early, even if you manage to clip through the gate. If you manage to clip through the gate, the loading zone doesn't exist unless you beat episode 7 of every course. So for any percent, you can't just make your way to Corona. That's sad. There's one interesting technique I'm going to do in Corona. Oh god. And it's called rocket storage, but you'll see that at the end when I get there. No, they're safe. They're on the top of the roofs in Delfino. They didn't die or anything. I hope not, at least. So here's the bane of everybody's existence, the boat. And when I mean everybody, I mean everybody. Oh shit. Oh my bad. That was close. So here's the rocket storage. It's actually pretty cool. I didn't want to hit the box. I did not want to hit the box. Oh my god. Stop it. That was rocket storage.
The water's great, hey, Junior?
So when you cancel a rocket, you have to be on a state where Mario stands still, and that's either through sidestepping or holding R all the way down. And when you switch to the rocket nozzle, Mario stays at that sidestep state, and you cancel the rocket by holding all the way down on R, but then holding it slightly when the bar goes all the way up. And then Mario stores that rocket, and he can store it multiple times. Yeah, Bowser's voice is amazing, let it be known. So timing ends when I ground pound the last thingy. But Capri already knows that because he runs the game too. Alright, so timing ends soon. So timing ends in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. And that was Super Mario Sunshine. Let me lower the game a bit. So, that was a interesting run to say the least. GG, thanks. That was an interesting run to say the least. The early game was like really good. Like I got Jalalo Beach skip first try, I got cutscene skip and all that. But the late game was a bit eh. But we still had some highlights, so that's cool. But yeah, thanks for having me. Hope you all enjoyed Sunshine. If you're interested in speedrunning it, there's plenty of resources on the leaderboards on speedrun.com, so go check that out. Shout out to all the people that found all those skip Jalalo Beach, skip PYG and all that. I'm glad I was able to show those off. And yeah, that was pretty fun. So yeah, thanks for having me again in this QuickFest again. I appreciate it, as always. And yeah, time for the next game. So if you're gonna watch these, if you're gonna wait till these cutscenes are done, so be it. But yeah, I'll keep the stream going until the cutscene ends. But you could switch it if you want. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah.